Tonight we're going to be doing our Ryong in-depth on the outer wrist lock. This is a very, very effective technique that is very common in Hapkido, but there are some particular nuances to the way it needs to be done in order for it to be most effective. So when we're talking about outer wrist lock, we're talking about this simple idea where I grab, twist the wrist, and put them down on the ground. So when I do that, there's certain things that I'm attempting to make sure happen as part of that. In this case, I'm doing it offensively, so I'm just blocking here, but I'm reaching over to grab their thumb, and my thumb is on their ring finger. So when I turn it over, I want my thumb pushing on the back of their ring finger bone. I want my fingers in their palm grabbing on so I can torque it. When I do this, I should ultimately with a U shape in their arm. That's very, very important. It can be done out here, but the straighter it is, the less wristband you have, the less painful it's going to be. It can work if you really, really, really torque it, but when I bring it in and I get that compression and I got that U shape and I've got the wristband, and I'm going to be applying two circles to this, one going in and one going out. When I do that, I'm just going to step in. I can either grab with my hand using it as a pusher to push that wrist down, or I can use a butterfly grip where I got my fingers, both fingers in the palm and my thumbs crossed behind it, still putting pressure on that ring finger, and I'm twisting down. When I do this, I typically look for the spot that I want them to hit the floor at. So if I'm looking to put them down right there, I'm just going to push straight down towards that spot, and that'll drop them down. In the same situation, that's being gentle. I want him to go down in that spot. I want him to get on the ground. If I want to break his wrist, I'm going to do the same thing, but my spot's typically going to be out further, and I'm going to be twisting more. Notice that. So as I come through here, whether I'm pushing or have the butterfly grip, I can either go straight down to the spot, or I can get more circular motion in and turn it out, and then that's typically going to break the opponent's wrist when you do that, okay? So the key elements there are grabbing the thumb, your thumb on their ring finger, creating the U shape, applying pressure with either a butterfly grip or your other hand on the top, keeping it in close to the center of your body. You don't want it up high anywhere around here. You want to keep it nice and low. And then you just want to find the spot you want them to go down and just push them straight down to the ground. Okay. So all those elements need to come into play no matter what they're doing. So if he was to go and punch me, so now I'm just going to block. All right. What do? I just bring my hand down, grab that thumb. My thumb is on the back of his finger. I got the nice U-lock in there. I step in to get it nice and tight, and I push him straight down to the ground. I can also, especially if I'm attempting to snap that wrist, go ahead and punch again. Block, reach, grab, push in. This time I'm going to spin out. So I'm going to get the grip in here. My spot's going to be right in front of him. I'm going to turn the foot back and drop him straight down to the ground. Either way, all relying on the fact that I've got his arm in that U shape, wrist completely bent, and I'm twisting circular this way and circular that way at the same time. Let's try from the choke. So if he's choking me, I got to get him off. I'm just going to grab the thumb down. So now I got his thumb. I got my thumb on his ring finger. Don't want the straight arm, I want the U. Push it in. Now I got the U. Step in. Put him down. Okay? Just a little butterfly grip. Locks him up real quickly, puts him on the ground. Could be strong arm grab. So now he's got me in here, he's pulling me in tight. Thank you for pulling me in tight. I just reach in. This time I'm going to put my fingers across his wrist, and my thumbs on the back of his, right on that ring finger again, and I'm just going to bend down. Guess what? Nice U shape, step forward, down he goes to the ground. Notice in all these examples, I'm in here tight to my center and tight to him. I'm not having any distance. I'm not trying to do this from out here. This is possible to do it this way, but it is going to be very ineffective if you really want to snap a wrist or get him down quickly. He's going to start fighting back. Here, he's got nothing he can fight with. Here, he's got nothing he can fight with. I'm going to put him down to the ground. Okay? All right, so that's all on the same side. So you can do the same outer wrist lock going to the opposite side. So it's got the same principle. So let's say he's grabbed my wrist, so I'm just going to break free. What do I got? I got my thumb on his ring finger. I got my fingers grabbing his thumb. I'm just going to push through to start bending that arm. Then I step under. U-shape. Already bent the wrist. All I got to do is apply either butterfly grip or push down, and then when I step through, what's up? Down he goes. Now, the difference being that when I'm on the same side, he's generally going to go down with a side fall. When I go to the opposite side, his only choice, if he's trying to not get his wrist broken, is to do a break fall where he jumps over me. Let's take a look at that one more time.
Sir.
So once again, he's here, I'm grabbing, I get that same grip. I'm already where I need to be. I just push through to start the U shape. I step under, I got the U shape. I turn it in, and down he goes. So, there's lots of outer wrist lock techniques that we do throughout the entire curriculum of Kwan, but we make sure that we always implement that fact that I got the arm in a U shape. The wrist needs to be bent. Like I said, I can do it. I can come through here with everything straight. And if I'm swinging and pulling hard enough, he'll probably end up going down, but it's going to be not anywhere near as effective as if I had him locked up with his U shape. So we want to make sure that we get the U shape. The wrist is bent all the way. I'm in tight center to the body, and that way you have a very effective lock on their wrist that makes them instantly get their attention. Another way you can do this, this kind of breaks some of the rules, so you can go ahead and punch. So I block, come over, this time I pull it back. Now, same thing, outer wrist lock. It's up high though, it's not down low, but I've got everything here. I've got my thumb going across his wrist, I've got the wrist bent, I've got his arm in a U shape, I got my fingers on the back, they're the ones that are twisting, and if I just step through and pull down, bam, he goes down fast. That's typically an easiest way if I'm going to snap his wrist. The more I go straight down, the more he's just going to hit the target I aim for on the ground. The more I twist out, the more it's going to be snapping his wrist when he does it. So that's just another version of getting you in that same outer wrist lock position, but might be considered an elbow lock in some cases, but it's just the same elements of the outer wrist lock done at a different position. So that's just some in-depth into how we perform the outer wrist lock in Kwan, and those elements that we talked about: bent wrist, U-shape, double circle. Those things really make a difference when applied correctly to your opponent, because they'll go down right quick when you got them set up correctly.